Hi, good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are. I hope you're doing well. It's great to be live with you today. I am live on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So wherever you're listening, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited for today's session. Now, I usually go live at least every 2 weeks. And in the last session, for those of you maybe that didn't catch that session, I went through different phrasal verbs that are essential when it comes to business English. Now, I help you, in my role, I help you to transform your English speaking fluency and your communication skills. So you not only survive using English, but really thrive in your professional career. So I'm Gemma Keeling. It's great to have you join today. Now, if you're new here, I am an English teacher and communication coach, and I have over 14 years of experience helping professionals from all over the world achieve communication clarity and confidence. So in today's session, I'm going to be sharing, one of the themes at the moment with my community is the challenging and most common mistakes that I see. So I thought it would make sense to share with you some of the most confused, different grammar. So for example, we're going to be looking at what's the difference between to look at, to see, and to watch. Now these are commonly confused because they're very similar, but we would look at them or use them in very specific situations. So that's what we're going to look at today. Now, as I said, in the last session, I shared the 5 different phrasal verbs. So make sure to check that out. I shared, for example, if you are, one of them was to back up. So when it comes to backing up your documents, I shared all about that with lots of different examples. So check out that if you haven't already. So let me know if you are here with me. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you are listening and if you can hear me okay. Or if you're watching the replay, let me know where you are watching from. As I said, maybe not in this session, but I am from the south of England. I am English, and I am currently living in Mexico. So currently it is the afternoon here. Maybe it's a little bit noisy because it's this traffic at the moment. People are leaving work and going home. So let me know where you are listening from or watching from. And it's great to have you join. So I'm going to get right into it. I want to share the different language, for example, to look at, to see, and to watch. And we'll have more examples like that today. But let's start with the first one. So we have to look at. Now, to look at is when you direct your gaze towards something for a brief period. So, for example, look at the beautiful painting on the wall, or look over there. And you're encouraging someone to gaze towards something for a short time. Or you might say, look at me. Why aren't you looking at me when you're speaking? So we can use this when you are directing your gaze to something. Now, this can be confused with to see. So to see would be when you perceive something, it can be with your eyes, but also your awareness of something. And it's not necessarily by focusing your attention. So I see a rainbow in the sky, or it could be more that you are aware of something. Now that's to see. And then I will have a few more examples. And then we have to watch. So we have to look at, which means to direct your gaze towards something, usually for a brief period of time. So look at that beautiful painting on the wall. And then we can say to see. So I see a rainbow in the sky. And then we also might say watch. That's can be confusing. Now, to watch means to observe something attentively, typically over a period. For example, let's watch a movie tonight. Let's watch the new series. Now, we wouldn't say let's look at the series. We would watch a series on TV. Or we wouldn't say let's look at the movie. But we would say let's see a movie. But in that case, it means, let's go and see a movie together. So it can be confusing because they're not always interchangeable. Now, to watch something might be to observe. So I might ask you, what are you watching right now on Netflix? Or what series are you watching right now? What series are you watching right now? Maybe you can let me know. Are you watching any English series right now? What are some English series that you are watching to help you when it comes to maybe learning English, or maybe what series are you watching right now? So for me, I have just finished watching Young Sheldon. Now, Young Sheldon, for those that you don't know, you might know The Big Bang Theory. So it's a spin-off that I've been watching. I really like Young Sheldon. So what are you watching right now? What is it that you're watching as a series? And I might ask, for example, when it comes to look at, I might ask you, for example, what are some situations where you need to look carefully to find something? So we can say, I'm looking at, I need to look at, and it could be something quite specific. Now, to see, it might be just my general perception. So what are some things that you can see that bring you happiness on a daily basis? So for me, this morning, I woke up very early. Yeah, I like that one. Betty said, look at that picture. Yeah, or I might say, this morning, so for look at, I might say, this morning, would I say I looked at, I saw, or I watched the sunrise? Now, it could be more than one of these answers. Now, I wouldn't say this morning I looked at the sunrise. Doesn't really make sense. But I could say this morning I saw the sunrise. Now, if I saw the sunrise, that means I maybe saw it very quickly, which is true. When I was brushing my teeth in the morning, I looked out my window and I could see the sunrise. Now, if I say that I watched the sunrise, it means that I was watching it for a longer time. So, for example, I am from a place by the sea. It's by the seaside. There's a beautiful beach. And a lot of my family will go to watch the sunset because the sunset is very beautiful where I'm from. So you might watch the sunset. And that means it's not just look for a short time. I'm watching it for a longer period of time. Okay. Hi, great to have you. Let me know where you are listening from. Where are you watching from? Let me know where you are right now. Okay, so in today's session, we're looking at some of the commonly confused verbs. So for example, to look at, to see, and to watch. Now, sometimes they can be interchangeably, but sometimes, like I said, they can have very different meanings. Yeah, I'm live. I am live. Hello. I can see you live. No problem. It's really nice to have you. So I usually go live at least every 2 weeks, sometimes every week, but typically every 2 weeks. So I'm live and I would do a live lesson. And in the last session, I shared different phrasal verbs for business English to help you in your professional job. Now, in today's session, I'm sharing some of the commonly confused language. So we've looked at so far to look at, to watch, and to see. So let's move on to the next one. If you have any questions as we go through, feel free to ask them, and I'm here to support you. Okay, now the next one is also very commonly confused, and that is to listen to and to hear. So any ideas what the differences are here? So to listen to and to hear. These can be commonly confused. So to listen to means to intentionally pay attention to sounds or music. So we would use this if we are talking about, I like to listen to, and then the type of music. For example, I like to listen to classical music, or I like to listen to rock music, or I like to listen to, maybe you can let me know, what type of music do you like to listen to? And if we're talking about the music we like, we would say, I like to listen to, and then, for example, you might say the name of the artist or the singer or the type of music. Oh no, that's a shame. Yeah, that's a good example sentence. I'm unable to listen to your voice. I'm having problems. But yeah, exactly. You used it in the right context here. So I'm unable to listen to your voice. Now, in this case, you would say, I'm unable to hear you. I'm unable to hear you. I know you can't hear me. Maybe you can watch this back. But to hear you means to perceive sounds or noises without necessarily focusing on them. So it could be used in both. For example, I can hear noises outside. I'm sorry if you can hear them too. I can hear a loud noise, for example. I can hear a loud noise from my neighbor. That's not true. I can't. But I can hear the cars on the road. Maybe you can hear them too. So that's usually a sound that you're not intentionally listening to. I intentionally listen to podcasts, or I'm listening to music. Let me know, what type of music do you like to listen to? What type of music do you like to listen to? And what is something that you can hear right now? So right now I can hear the cars outside. Okay, hopefully it's not too noisy for you. It is, like I said, it is the afternoon here, so we do have some traffic outside right now. So it's a little bit noisier than usual. Okay, so now let's have a look at the next one. So we've looked at the differences between to look at, to watch, and to see. We've also looked at the difference between to listen to and to hear. So the next one is the differences between to wait, to expect, and to look forward to. To wait, to expect, and to look forward to. So let's have a look at the meanings of to wait, to expect, and to look forward to. Now, to look forward to is a phrasal verb, whereas to wait and to expect are just regular verbs. But let's have a look at to wait. Now, to wait means to remain in one place, or it can mean to delay action until something happens. So, for example, I might say, I will wait here for you to finish work, or I'll wait for you at the cafe. I'm just going to stay here until you arrive. I'm going to stay in this one place. I'll just wait here. Or you might say, please wait for me. I will see you very soon. Now, to expect has a slightly different meaning. So it means to anticipate or believe that something will happen or be the case. So I might say, I expect that my package will arrive tomorrow. I've ordered something online. I've ordered a gift, or I've ordered some shopping online, and I expect that the package will arrive tomorrow. So I'm anticipating it. I am waiting for it, but it's more of an anticipation. I'm expecting it. I believe that it will happen. Now, we also have to look forward to, and that means to eagerly anticipate or be excited that something is happening in the future. So we could use all of these for the same meaning, or with the same sentence with a different meaning. So I might say, I am waiting for my package to arrive. And that has the meaning of I'm in one place, maybe I'm at home, I'm looking at my watch, thinking, I hope it arrives soon. So I'm waiting at home for my package to arrive. I could also say I'm expecting my package to arrive, which means I'm anticipating it. Or I might say I'm looking forward to my package arriving, which means I'm excited for my shopping to arrive. So we could use it, and it has, as you can see, slightly different meanings, but it's still that waiting, that anticipation, or that delay of action. So they have similar meanings. So what is something that you are looking forward to? Maybe what is something that you're looking forward to? It could be anything. It could be this weekend. For me, I am looking forward to Day of the Dead. So Day of the Dead is a very big celebration here in Mexico, and I'm very excited about it. I'm looking forward to being in Mexico and celebrating Day of the Dead. So I can say I'm looking forward to Day of the Dead. What is something that you are looking forward to? Let me know. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Okay, so we've looked at some of the common but confusing and also similar different verbs. So we looked at to look at versus to see and to watch. We also looked at to listen to and to hear. And we also looked at to wait, to expect, and to look forward to. So let me know, what is something that you are looking forward to? What is something you are looking forward to? Are you looking forward to the weekend? We are almost at the weekend. It is Thursday when I'm recording this. So I am also looking forward to the weekend. Okay, we can say I'm looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, I like that one. I'm looking forward to, finish the week. So you can say I'm looking forward to finishing the week. I'm looking forward to finishing the week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, to no more work. That's it. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Nice. I think you've had a busy week, Betty. A very busy week. You deserve to have a nice, relaxing weekend and a break. Okay. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the weekend as well. Okay. Perfect. So I have a few more. Let me just share. I want to see if you have any questions though as we go through, or maybe others that you can think of that are similar and you would like me to maybe go over any of them for you. There's any that you are not too sure about that you would like me to check, then let me know, and I'm happy to do that as well. Okay, but I'm going to share a few more. Okay, so as I share the next one, feel free to think maybe of others that are similar that you want me to check. Okay, so the next one I'm going to share with you is to bring and to take. To bring and to take. So we can say when it comes to bring, I am going to maybe convey something from one place to another place. So for example, can you bring the snacks to the picnic? So I might ask you to bring a jacket. When you come to visit me in England, make sure to bring a jacket because it rains. So you are taking one thing and you're bringing it with you. So to bring, you're taking it from one place to another. And then we have take. Now to take means to convey something from one place to another, but usually, for example, I'll take the book to the library. I'll take the book to the library. Or let me think of more examples for you. So I'm going to take, for example, I'm going to, when you think about food, we will have a takeaway. I'm going to take the food from the restaurant and I will take the food and I will bring it home with me. As you can see with my explanation, they're quite similar to bring and to take. So we have to bring is I'm going to keep it with me, and to take is from a particular place. So if I'm going to, I might say, what are you going to take with you on your trip? What are you going to take with you on your trip? Make sure to bring a jacket. Or I don't wear jackets even in the rain. I love rain. That's nice. That's brave. It depends. For me, for example, in England, it's not just for the rain. Sometimes the rain can be very cold. But I also like the rain, so I understand. But yes, I don't wear a jacket. That's okay. Yeah. So what is something that you always take with you on a trip? What is something that you always take with you on a trip? Can you think of any examples? What is something that you like to take with you when you go on a trip? What is something maybe you bring with you to make your stay more comfortable? And what is something that you might leave behind? Yeah. You can also, oh yeah, that's a really good one, a camera. I always take a camera with me too. Although the camera on my phone is also very good. So I will also take my phone. That is something I will never leave behind, but also because it has a good camera. I like to take photos. Yeah, that's quite essential. I always take my passport. Unless you're traveling within your country, then maybe you don't always need to take your passport. But yes, that's a good one. You don't want to leave your passport behind. I'm always worried if I go on a trip. I always have to check 100 times, where is my passport? Do I have my passport? And I always double check. I'm always looking, yes, okay, it's here. Do I have my passport? Where's my passport? So yeah, that's essential. Definitely. Thank you, Betty. That's a good example. Now, if you were going to, oh yeah, I bring my tennis shoes. Yeah, I bring my tennis shoes. Perfect. Now, if you were going to a friend's house, let's say you were going to a friend's house, maybe to have some dinner, how do you decide who will bring maybe which dish? Would you bring a gift or would you bring a dish? If your friend said, come to my house and let's have a dinner, and everyone will bring something for us to eat, what is something that you would make and bring to your friend's house? It's also something you can think about, to bring a dish to maybe your friend's house. Something that many of my friends always like me to make is lasagna. My friends will always ask me to make a lasagna, and I will always bring a lasagna if my friends ask me. Or I will sometimes bring a cheesecake. I will make a cheesecake and I will bring a cheesecake. So those are the things. If you say, can you bring some food to my house? Those are the things that I would bring. Let me know what you would bring to someone's house if you were making them some food. I bring so that's we would have, so not with a B, it's with a W, a wine bottle. I bring a wine bottle, so it's with a W. Let me show you, like this, wine. I would bring a wine bottle. Or it would be better to say, I would bring a bottle of wine. You can also say a bottle of wine. Okay, nice. I would bring a wine bottle. Yeah, I would bring a dessert. Like I said, maybe a cheesecake. That's something I would bring. Okay, nice. So we have the difference between take and bring. We've also looked at the difference between to watch, to listen, and to hear. We've also looked at the difference between to look and to see. Now let's also look at another, and this can be confusing mostly because it can sound similar. And I know for my Spanish speakers, my Italian speakers, and my Portuguese speakers, especially, these vowel sounds can be confusing. And I recently shared in my community why that is. And a big reason of why it's confusing is because these vowel sounds don't necessarily exist in your language. So for example, in English, depending on the dialect, we have around 14 different vowel sounds. Whereas, for example, in Spanish and Italian, there's just 5 pure vowel sounds. So the ones I'm sharing with you now are to set and to sit. So set, sit. So it's that I, to set, to sit. Now to set means to put or place something in a particular position. So I might say, can you please set the table for dinner? And if I ask you to set the table, it means you will take the knives and the forks and the spoons, and you will make the table ready for having dinner. So I will set the table for dinner, means I will prepare everything so we can all sit down at the table and have our dinner. And yeah, I would bring apricot. Oh, that's nice. A good choice of fruit. Okay. So to set means to put something down in a particular place or a position. Now to sit means to be seated or take a seated position. So please sit down and make yourself comfortable. So please sit down. Or I could say, one of the most difficult parts of my job is that I have to sit down for most of the day, because I sit down at the computer and I always look at my watch and it tells me, you need to stand up. You're sitting down for too long. So that's something that I don't like. I have to sit down all day. I like to move and be on my feet, but I have to sit down for my job. So to set is to put something in a particular position. Usually, like, I will set the dinner table. And to sit is to be in a seated position. Do you have to sit down for your job? Do you have to sit down a lot, like me? Is that something you have to do? Yeah. Okay. So to sit down, now one thing is I don't like to sit down for a long time. I find it difficult to relax and unwind. But how do you feel maybe when you sit down in your favorite chair at home or your favorite spot? What do you typically do when you sit down? Do you like to read a book? Do you like to watch a movie? Do you like to scroll on your phone? I know that's what a lot of people do. What do you do when you usually sit down? How do you relax? Okay, and then to set. Now, to set also can have a lot of phrasal verbs. So we might say to set up. For example, I am going to set up a new account. Set up means to create. But if we just have it as the pure verb as just to set, it means to put something in a particular place. Like I'm going to set the dinner table. I might also, for example, set a goal. I like to set new goals every month. I will set a new goal. Well, some people like to set New Year's resolutions. So at the start of the year, they will set a personal goal, or maybe you set a professional goal. So typically when we say to set, I think about setting goals. I might set a goal. Do you have a goal that you have set? Have you set yourself a goal? Okay, so we have to set and to sit. Now this is confused mostly because of the pronunciation, and it can sound similar, like I mentioned, depending on where you're from and the languages that you speak. Okay, so we've looked at to set and to sit. We've also looked at to take and to bring. We've also looked at to wait, to expect, and to look forward to. And we've also looked at the difference between to watch and to listen. Okay, so I think we've looked at quite a lot. Let's see, we have a few comments. I usually counting my money as a cashier in the supermarket. Oh, nice. and that's what you do when you sit down, counting your money. I like that. That's funny. Counting money as a cashier in a supermarket. Okay, very cool. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. As I mentioned, I go live. I try to go live every single week, but usually at least every 2 weeks, I am live on both LinkedIn and on YouTube. And as I mentioned, I help professionals to transform their English speaking fluency and their communication skills to not only survive, but really thrive in English. So if you are looking for support in developing your English fluency, or if you just have any questions about anything that I shared today, make sure to either leave a comment or feel free to send me a message. I'm always happy to talk, and I look forward to hearing from you if you do ever reach out. Okay, but I think I will end it here. I usually have around a 40-minute session, but if we don't have any questions, I like to keep it. I think it's important to have shorter lessons where we focus on the specifics. I share some examples. If there's anything in particular you would like me to share, then feel free to let me know. A lot of what I share is based on within my own community, the questions that I get. I have a community of professionals that I help with vocabulary and language and speaking fluency and different areas. And I get many questions or I hear common mistakes, which is why I wanted to share with you today some of the very common mistakes of those similar and also challenging verbs, like to look at, to see, to watch. Many of these are confused all the time. So it's important to pay attention to these. Maybe they sound quite simple, but usually it's the simple parts of language that really are the most important. Okay, but thank you. I'm glad to hear that you enjoy my sessions. That's a very lovely message. Have a good night. Thank you for joining me today. And yes, I will see you all very soon. Thank you. Bye.